This is the 5 habits you must give up if you want to be successful. Many people and entrepreneurs, especially in the world, struggle day in and day out because of these 5 habits that they can't give up. So, shall we go for it? Yes, let's do it. I am Dan Warburton, a transformational coach who's known for having enabled thousands of entrepreneurs and business owners to succeed in extraordinary ways. I've also got web spaces full of testimonials backing this up, and I'm often invited to speak to audiences of thousands around the world about what transformation makes possible. I now get to live an extraordinary lifestyle, and I want you to be able to experience the same. The 5 habits you must give up to be successful. Number 1 is this. Stop trying to succeed alone. I can't say this enough. I myself spent years and years trying to grow a business. At the time it was a handyman business and doing it on my own. And in the end that was another one of those businesses that went bankrupt. If only I'd have got a coach, if only I'd have got a mentor, if only I'd have spent more time with other people that had actually succeeded in that, I bet that company would have been an absolutely massive success and I'd have grown it or sold it on or something. But I didn't. I tried to do everything on my own. I thought if I just keep going, if I just keep doing this thing, I'm getting some result, so let me keep going. But what happened was, because I never had exterior input from other people that were successful, bit by bit, I took another action, but it just took me more and more off the path to success. And I didn't know it until I was so far off success that the whole thing fell through. And I still see many wannabe entrepreneurs, business owners, and people like this trying to work it out on their own, trying to do it on their own. And it doesn't work. If you look at every single successful person out there, they've all had a role model or somebody or an advisor or a coach throughout their life at different intervals that actually assisted them to break through the challenges and to learn the things they needed to learn to become successful. So that's number 1. Stop trying to do everything on your own. If that applies to you, if it doesn't, and you've got that in check, then great. On to number 2. What does that say? Worrying what others think. Most people are so scared about what other people are going to say, especially family. Now, I know what it's like. Maybe your parents are expecting you to become a doctor or a scientist or, to go and get a good, solid, reliable job. The problem is these days, from education into the real world, the gap is now bigger than it's ever been, which means that after all this mainstream education, because technology has evolved so much, that the education kind of leaves you in the world here and then just drops you. The world, the reality of what you need starts from here and above. So you end up with this massive gap that you need to close. And this goes for so many kids these days. They complete their education and then they're just don't know what to do with themselves because technology's moved on so far. It's time to wake up. We've got to stop worrying what other people think, and you've got to get with it fast, because right now technology is taking off. Right now it's all about being online and being possibly a YouTuber, or there's so many other businesses out there. Like if you look at companies like I'm trying to think, Grab, and what's the other taxi company that's massive? Oh, come on guys, I'm forgetting the name. I bet you know it and you can't tell me it because I'm just on this video. Anyway, I forget the taxi name. Look, forget it, I'm not going to be beaten by this. Oh, it's on my phone. What's the name of this other taxi company? This other taxi company it's not Grab. I'm going to remember it. I'm going to remember it. Finally got it. Uber. Now, Grab and Uber, they're the biggest taxi firms in the world, yet they don't own any taxis. Try going to university to work out how to set up a business like that. Yeah? Or Airbnb, the largest B&B company in the world, doesn't have any buildings to actually have bed and breakfast service delivered from. Technology's moving on fast, so you've got to stop worrying what other people think, because other people aren't even that far ahead. You've got to find people that are ahead and only listen to them. Everyone else, forget it. Go and do what makes you happy, and go and do what's actually effective and happening in this day and age. So that's number 2. Okay, so number 3 is this. Stop focusing on problems. Most people are constantly focused on what could happen, how it could go wrong. Now, yes, okay, there is some risk calculation involved in creating results that you want, creating a business you want. However, all the people that failed were all the people that were focusing on problems. Like, it won't work. Nobody will buy it. I'll never succeed. This isn't going to work. And thinking like that about everything that they did without actually even trying anything. You see, whatever we focus on, we get more of. Think about it. If you were to go to an interview worried about what they were going to think of you, and you go in with that worry, you know, anyone who goes into an interview worried about what they're going to think of the interview is going to go in there with difficulty in breathing. And then when we find that difficulty in breathing because we're nervous and worried, we then can't articulate our language well. We can't get our points of view across effectively. And in the end, we just completely mess the interview up. And then we lose the opportunity. Why did we get that? Because we were focused on what they thought of us. And if you look at all the people that didn't achieve the lifestyle that they wanted, or didn't achieve a dream lifestyle, or really succeed in any way, is because they were always focusing on problems. You know, really. There's 2 things that you can do in every single moment: survive or create. People who spend their life in a state of survival are always focused on problems. And then what happens is they're left then in this world where they've just got to survive all the problems. But the people that succeed, they're focused on creating. They're focused on solutions. They're asking on, okay, how do I do that? Who can I speak to find the solution to that? How do I now create a solution to this? They're always thinking like that. So to succeed, you must give up the habit of focusing on problems, okay? So that was number 3. Now, on to number 4, this one. What does that say? Stop procrastinating. Absolutely. This is probably the killer of killer. I mean, it kills. Like, I can't tell you enough just how absolutely destructive this is to our lives. And there's 2 ways predominantly that all the unsuccessful people procrastinate. Number 1, they either start something and they actually do get in action, but then they carry on going, and before results show, they change their mind or they do something else, and they do a bit of that, and then they do a bit of this, and then do a bit of that. In the end, they're trying to get a whole series of things going, and they think they're in action, they think they're actually moving forward effectively, but they're not. They're actually just putting on this demonstration to the world around them that they're really busy so they can impress everyone and have everybody say, oh, they're there now, that's so sweet, they're trying their best, they're doing everything they can. But the truth is they're just keeping themselves busy without being consistent in one thing, and that is procrastinating. The second way that people procrastinate is the classic way. They just avoid taking responsibility and avoid doing the things they know they need to do to actually succeed, and they keep themselves occupied with all sorts of just wasteful things to do with their time. You know what they are. Social media, messing around, hanging around with company and people that are not committed to creating or living a dream lifestyle, and then ending up being more like them. And that really is number 4, the habit that must be given up to succeed. Stop procrastinating. And number 5 is this one. Hoping. I don't know where I go with this one. So many people out there in the world hope to win the lottery. So many people out there in the world say, well, you know, I might get lucky. I might become wealthy one day. Who knows? Yeah? They hope. Or they think, well, maybe I might one day get a pay rise and then I might get a bit more money from that. Or they're thinking, well, maybe if I play my cards right, I could get a slightly better job and then that might have more holiday time. All of that leaves you hoping and hoping and hoping. And all that ever does is leave us in a situation of experiencing a world where somehow the world isn't giving us what we've wanted. Yet what have we done towards it? Nothing. We've just been hoping. What's the solution? The solution is take responsibility. Grab your future by the you know what, yeah? Your future is in your hands. No one else is going to make this happen than you. If you want a successful business, you've got to get out there, get in action. And if you don't know how to do it, find somebody to speak to that knows how to do it. Go to free seminar weekends. Go networking. Start spending time with other business owners. Find out where they spend time. And I promise you, if you do this, your mind will begin to shift. You'll move from a realm of hoping to a realm of responsibility, to a realm of action taking. And once you're in action taking, that is when you're going to start seeing results. So these really are the 5 things, the 5 habits you must give up to succeed. Number 1, stop trying to succeed alone. Find other people that have done it and doing it and are succeeding and speak to them. Number 2, stop worrying what others think. You've got to stop worrying what others think, because if we keep worrying what others think, we'll never get on with it, right? Number 3, stop focusing on problems, because what you focus on is what you get more of. Instead of focusing on problems, start focusing on solutions. And that's a habit, that's a mindset you train yourself with, right? Number 4, stop procrastinating. Catch yourself when you're procrastinating. Catch yourself when you're trying to do more things than one. Pick one thing with 100% commitment, or just stop procrastinating. Find a friend, tell them you keep procrastinating and ask them for help. Get in conversation, do anything that's going to have you break that pattern. And number 5, stop hoping. Your life is never going to be as you want it until you take control of the actions that you take, and you take responsibility for the future that you're living into. Because until that happens, nothing's going to happen. And well done for taking the time to watch this video, and make sure you take action. Make sure you act upon it. And if you know someone who's doing any of these, just share this video with them. It's time to wake them up with love. Cheers. If you've got an entrepreneurial friend, then make them feel special by sharing this video with them. Also, feel free to contact me about anything. And don't forget, if you're truly committed to succeed, then hit that subscribe button.